Welcome aboard Friday's market wrap up here. TOPGUN Options, Matthew Buckley, call sign Wiz, and they blew up the Death Star, man. Looks like Luke made it through. Amazon reported earnings yesterday, and this is interesting. Let's get into this. And before I even start my debrief, it is an absolute gift down here. Sell the wife and kids, mortgage the house, get long-term bullish on this pullback. When did we? There was another one of these. Look at these. Any major implosion in Amazon has been a gift. I think it was this one. Yeah, back here. Yeah. August of 24, same type of thing happened on an earnings gap down. I said, same thing. Sell the wife and kids, mortgage to the house. I think it was down at like 150 and it got up to 250. Like in 7 months, man. There's your tariff freakouts. Everybody, everything imploded. But folks, look at this. This is no man's land. This is an absolute gift. And let me explain what happened. Because look at the last earnings here. We had a little run, sold off into earnings, and then exploded. It was a Six Sigma beat. Why did Amazon have a Six Sigma beat? Well, first of all, everything was hit on all cylinders. Retail, AWS, you name it. But also CapEx. They were spending a nice chunk of coin on CapEx. The market loved it. Why did we implode 10% today? CapEx. Wait, what? Exactly. So ladies and gentlemen, you got to tell me. So boosting their AI spending in the previous quarter was awesome and now it's bad, right? So folks, when you look at who's putting the most chips and money in, it's Amazon. But let's get back to what I'm going to bring up the S&P 500. Let's talk about what happened this week. SPX. So we had this little mini, 1, 2, 3, 1 up day, 4, 5, 6, kind of another little AI tech implosion. What happened? This is great news let me lead with this. It's horrible news for humanity. It's going to put us all out of work and kill us. But until that happens, this is awesome news for Amazon. What happened this week? Anthropic released I'm not a booger eater, released a new version of Claude or whatever, and it will destroy Oracle, Salesforce, all sorts of stuff. Like I saw this one CEO, he's like, we pay for 50 Salesforce.com seats, and now I hit enter, and in 30 seconds, all of that's done. I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but ladies and gentlemen, this is absolutely insane. Threat of new AI tools wipes 300 billion off software and data stocks. Look at this headline. AI's apocalyptic jobs prophecy is about to become reality. Look at this. Anthropic's latest feature for Claude triggered a shockwave through global stock markets. So this is what happened. Right? This is why we imploded. And now we're getting a nice little bounce back to the spaghetti. What do I tell you? Every time we've imploded through this, 50-day moving average, it's been a buy signal. Implode through it, buy signal. Implode through it, buy signal. This is free money. You should be buying SPX calls like I've done a couple times this week, made $500-600 in about 10-15 minutes as the market snaps back. But we're going to get back to Amazon in a second. Why is this good news for Amazon? What is, or who is, one of the most major investors in Anthropic? Say it with me, Amazon. So folks, Amazon is sitting on a mountain of cash. I mean, look at this. Does OpenAI have its own fleet of FedEx and UPS and delivery vehicles? Does it have its own Whole Foods? Does it have OpenAI Prime Entertainment? Folks, here's what's funny is the market was kind of focusing on the booger eating, AI stuff. Amazon's a Death Star. Did you see their other platform? And that's why sometimes it sucks to be in Amazon, because 11 out of their 12 business units, which would be their own little monopolies, are printing money. And then everybody paid attention to the CapEx explosion in spending here. They can pay for it, folks. This isn't vaporware. Amazon doesn't have to go out and, make a deal with them and they come back and the mouse eats the cheese and we have this circular buying thing. Amazon prints money doing things that Amazon prints money doing and can pay for all this stuff. So this, I got to say this again. It's a gift. And I'm going to show you right now. I'm adding a new position. Look at this. And so got to debrief a losing trade. I had an Iron Condor down here at 212.5. Now we know why. This was a really wide conservative Iron Condor, and I got blown out of the bottom. So let me show you what I did. I rolled, because we are way, way, way over sold down here. I absolutely think we're going to get a strong bounce here. Where's my orders? Right here. I rolled, as you can see, where's my Amazon? I rolled that bull put spread, the bull put spread part of the Iron Condor, out to next Friday. I absolutely believe by next Friday we're going to be above 212.5. I think we fill this gap. If we fill this gap, it's up to like 220. I think we get a strong rally back to this, I can't believe I'm saying this, back to the 200-day moving average. So got blown out of the bottom of the Iron Condor. Obviously, the bear call spread made max profit, but I just rolled it out the next week, and I think I rolled it out for $150 debit. So instead of taking the max loss in that trade, I might only take $150 loss. And it's not going to be a loss because guess what I'm going to do right now? I am adding to my long-term bullish positions in Amazon. Let's go do it. I'll do it live with you right now using my money. All right, we're going to hop in a time machine and we're going to go. My existing position, I think is a June 27. I did it last year. So this is a new position in Amazon I'm initiating right now out to December of 2028. How far is that? 1,043 days into the future. We're around 205 on the stock price. Let's just do a quick synthetic stock video. If you're a chump and you wanted to buy 100 shares of Amazon today, you'd need $20,500 and you'd be a fool. Why do you want to own Amazon shares? You don't. There's no dividend and your shareholder vote doesn't count. Jeff and his ex-wife own 1 or 2 more shares than you. So do you want to spend 20 grand, or do you want to fly all the way out into the future to Dece of 28 and buy one Dece 28 close to at the money call, 200 call? It's $6,200. Would you rather spend $20,500 or $6,200? Don't answer that because I'm not done, right? Buying a call is bullish. Selling a put is bullish. So I'm also going to sell the 200 put. Now I just lowered my cost basis even more to $2,500. Would you rather spend $20,500 or $2,500? I just saved you approximately 18 grand. You're welcome. But as a fighter pilot, as an options trader, I need protection, baby, in my ejection seat or in general, right? So I don't want to risk 22 grand. If you buy 100 shares of stock, what's your max potential loss? Stock goes to zero. Well, most likely Amazon will never go to zero. But hey, the odds of getting eaten by a golden retriever are never zero. So I'm going to buy what's called a disaster put, about 20% underneath the current stock price. What's that? About $40, 160-ish would be what I call a disaster put. So I'm going to buy one Dece 28 160 put. Now what happens? The cost of the trade goes up. Why? Because I'm buying disaster insurance, right? Instead of buying 100 shares and risking close to 21 grand, if Amazon, God forbid, went to zero in the next 2.5, 3 years, I'm only losing $8,500. If you bought the stock, you're losing all your 22 grand, right? So, and this also lowers my margin requirement on doing this type of trade, okay? So look at this. This is called synthetic stock, ladies and gentlemen, okay? And I'm not done. I'm going to sell a close to at the money call today. Let me put the chart up in the background. We're really not getting off the mat yet. You know, maybe like a 207.5 call. See if there's any premium in that for this afternoon. I'm going to sell a today, Feb 6, 207.5 call. Yeah, it brings in $100. See, 1010, 113. It brings in about $111. So it lowered my cost basis. Okay, so I'm going to place this trade right now. My personal account using my own money. Long-term bullish synthetic stock. I'm adding to it. Look at that. I fired that and we're getting a candle right there. So folks, this is a no-brainer. This is a gift. This is absolute insanity. I'm going to dig into this Monday morning in our solo Amazon brief every Monday morning at 10 a.m. We're going to have a big one on Monday. If you didn't join solo Amazon this week, you should have. And especially the folks who email me like, hey, what are you doing with Amazon today? I'm like, why don't you join and find out? So I made this video to help them out. But folks, it's $97 a month, man. That front month call I just sold for $111 just paid for your month of solo Amazon, okay? So go to our homepage, right? TOPGUNoptions.com, and underneath trade groups, hover over this little drop down and click on solo Amazon. We're gonna meet Monday, 10 a.m. in our regular solo Amazon brief. I'm gonna take a really deep dive into Amazon. Folks, did you see their AWS number? I'm not even gonna get into it. I'm not gonna steal my thunder for Monday. You gotta join, you gotta come Monday. I'll cover how, since this was a quicker video, I'll cover how I managed all the trades I did today. And don't forget, when you join, everybody gets this, right? Amazon trade alerts. Oh, let me do that right now. I'm going to go and send out an alert. I'll show you how I do this live. Trading. Let me go grab my order. Where's my account? Orders. Modify. I'll just adjust the price a little bit so I copy this right here. Right there. I usually I will take a screenshot of this trade to post in there as well. But since I'm not going to take too much of your time, I'm going to follow up with a screenshot. But what was that? Jan 28, Amazon, long-term bullish synthetic stock. At everyone, when I hit at everyone, everybody in this channel is going to get an alert. All the solo Amazon members, right? And I'm just going to add a little commentary here. Amazon is a gift down here. I am opening a I'm not going to retype it, sin stock position. There you go. But when I get done this video, I'm actually down here. You see this little add image. I'm going to add an image, and I put the screenshot of the trades in there so you can see it as well. But since I'm doing this video, don't want to take up too much more of your time. But folks, one more time, I'm going to tell you, and I just got filled on this other screen. I'll just go show you. There we are. Just got filled. Now, again, long-term bullish on Amazon. I already have an existing June 27 position. I'm adding to this one, man. This is I can't say this enough. When you actually read into the earnings, you're like, wow, that's awesome. Those earnings are great. Precisely. And if you're sitting here going, well, they're spending a lot of money on CapEx, folks, one more time, I'm going to say this, they have the money. They're not Sam Altman and OpenAI like, we're going to issue a new round of vaporware debt. And please, Amazon, you're ordering groceries from it today. The G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. You're watching an Amazon Prime movie tonight. Amazon is the Death Star. Just because the CapEx in one of their verticals, Wall Street doesn't like them spending that much money, is stupid. This is an overreaction. Buy the dip. Buy it with both hands, I guarantee it. One more time, I'm going to show you this chart on Amazon. Every time it's been a gift, you've been rewarded, right? Okay, anybody see a trend here? 200-day moving average, gift. 200-day moving average, gift. Through the 200-day moving average, big time, super gift. Through the 200-day moving average, goes to zero. Could happen? Yep, not going to happen. So you're gonna look back at a year from now and go, holy crap, Wiz told me I should have bought this thing at 200 or 205, and it's up here at 300. I should have listened to the guy. Okay, again, solo Amazon, $97 a month. It ain't that much, folks. It's actually cheaper if you do the annual membership. Do not take the options weapons school training. 9 sessions that teaches you about that synthetic stock trade. That synthetic stock trade I just did, I take in hour? Let me just go show you. Underneath brief replays, I scroll over to here to options weapons school. This is your training. This is you going to Top Gun. Click start watching. You start with session 1 over here on the right. Where does Wiz gather his intelligence? What are the basics of the market? Not until session 2 do I even get into what calls and puts are, but session 6 is synthetic stock. Hour to an hour and a half of what I just did in about 7 minutes, okay? All right, I got to get going. Good stuff going on, man. It's a gift. If you liked Amazon up at 230 or 250 or whatever during the last earnings, you love it down here. I'm telling you, buy it. Join me Monday morning at 10 a.m. for the regularly scheduled solo Amazon brief. Have a great weekend. Fights on. Namaste. And Basi, Wiz out.